Okay, wait. So basically, what I'm building here is a keyboard from a Chinese company. So they're the main suppliers of keyboards basically, and they mainly have in stock stuff. Um, I got this about like 3 weeks ago. I ordered it. You can hear me, right, Nick? Just double checking. Okay. Is it okay quality wise though, or is it like kind of shitty? I'm using my phone to like zoomed in using the frontal camera, so it's like it's a little yikes, honestly. Yeah, it's kind of scuffed shit. But this here, my friend, is a $300 board, by the way, $300. And this is considered an entry level, or like somewhere in the middle between you going to buy a very very like expensive board and something kind of like plastic board for gamers and whatever that you pay like $80 for. But this is like a much better thing, I guess. So basically, I'm right here waiting for Tom because I want to show him how to do stuff. Basically, I'm quickly going to start lubing these stabilizers. Stabilizers are like parts of the spacebar, shift, enter, and also shift here. Um, Basically, what they are is just to make the actual switch more balanced and like more stable. So I'm lubing them to make the sound better, basically. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, the clacky one. Yeah, that was awesome actually. That one was like very very interesting. I personally don't like him that much, but like it's an experiment, right? Like the hobby itself is just experimenting and trying stuff out. So I had to try it out for that sake. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna be lubing like the inside of here. It's a stabilizer. So this is the housing of a stabilizer, and also the stem itself. They're transparent. Basically, what they do is they bounce the switch at a very basic level. You also have the wire. So I'm lubing these parts afterwards. Um, and the reason why you lube stuff is it creates a dampening between the plastics because what these are doing is like they're rubbing against each other ultimately. So you're trying to like eliminate more sound or like scratchiness, and you're also making it feel a lot nicer. So you can see. I'm gonna put quite a lot on. You can see it. Flip it around. Generally, you want to use a thing called dielectric grease, but I'm using a thing called Krytox 205G0. It's pretty much like a high a high end lube. You call it that. Let's put this here now. So I have this part of the housing. Boom, house it. There you go. So it's kind of like lubey. Not as transparent anymore, but you want to actually have this sounding good because if you don't want it sounding good, I don't know, you're kind of trolling, I guess. It's like fundamentally what you're doing. You're just trolling. So what you're doing is just lubing the sides, everything basically. And as you can see, then let's take this part. This is the wire. Actually, first let's do this. Let's take the actual stem itself here. And you want to place it inside the housing. You want to align it so when you do, you will then feed the actual middle piece here. So if you can see, oh wait, basically trying to feed it through. Gets a little messy though, to be honest. There you go, and it clips in, and you have the stabilizer installed. Well, one part of it. And then I just repeat the step a few times, so not super intuitive, I'd say, but like, you know, this is the part that's really chill about keyboard building. It's like all you do is just yeah, you just take it easy, you know. It's a good like thing to do when you've got no time. I mean, you got a lot of time on your hands in the evenings, on weekdays, for instance, and you just want to build stuff. It's just, you know, it's a good way to like kill time, I guess. Let's check. Okay. Just listen to music, kicking it back, looting some stuff up. There are a couple ideas that Tom wanted for me to do was to put novel cream switches in. Oh shit. Or to put in Gateron blackings. So I can show you in a bit what those are. Okay, this is lubed up. My fingers are so loopy. Oh, you want to see? Okay, I'll show you in a second. I was gonna wait until Tom is here because he's taking a nap. He had a long day, so but I can just quickly reveal it for you, yeah. For you, yeah, mate. Let's see, is this properly installed? Okay, but this is basically a stab, and it actuates basically. That's all you need to know. When it actuates, that means it works. No, I'll show you. Don't worry. Okay, so quickly, it weighs about, I think it's about like a kilo and a half or so. Kilo and a half, let's say. Just another box. It's around what is it? It was 60 by 40 by no, that's wrong. 40 by 20 by 6, I think. It's like, I don't remember the measurement, but it's not big basically. It's a little bit bigger than a ruler, let's say, in terms of width. You have case foam, or yeah, you have bottom of the PCB foam. Have another piece of foam for protection. You got the PCB. So if I take it out of the bubble wrap, the PCB is basically the only real electronic part of the board itself. Oh, drop something from it. What is that? I actually have no idea what it is. I'll check in a second though. Here is the PCB. Oh, flipped upside down. This is the front part of it and the back part of the PCB. All these like little dim switches, I call them, are hot swap sockets. So you can just put in the switches. So like what you can do is just take this switch, for instance. Right, you see this? And you got the pins here. And all you do is just put it in. And you're done, right? Like you put it in, wham. Normally what you have to do is you do that, but then you have to get a thing called a solder iron, and you have to melt metal onto the back of it to actually create a connection between the switch and the PCB. And then you have it pretty much permanently there, but you can always desolder, which is like taking like a little gun and just going right. So that's just quickly the PCB. I'll install that as well later. Oh, yeah. But yeah, this PCB is around, I think it's around $50 if you want extras, so it's actually pretty good in terms of price point. Most PCBs are around that. But yeah. And then here's the real baby. This is gonna be the shit, dude. Okay, so here we got the actual case. Might not look much when you look at it first, but when you see it in person, damn. Okay, in person it looks sick. This is it's a type of plastic. It's a very sturdy, strong, and durable plastic called polycarbonate. So just have a look. This is the brass plate, mounting plate. It's got coaster stabilizers or like sockets for it, and also cherry. And here's the brass weight of it too. Yeah, dude, it is sick. It feels really premium. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like if you hold plastic in your hand, you normally think, like this shit's gonna snap. You know, you can snap this. This like it feels. I don't know. It feels strong. Feels sturdy. It feels like you cannot really fuck with it. Let's say that right. Yeah, I can't wait. When Tom gets on, of course, we'll start like building it properly. But yeah, okay. I'll put it just quickly in here, and you have also the screws inside. But yeah, I'll try not to damage it. I can later on take out the brass weight, show you as well. So yeah, I'll leave it right here then. And now I just like do some stab work, you know. So first one's done. Put it over here. So yeah, that's gonna be my main board, for a while because I actually had to sell another one. Like the problem with the hobby itself is that there's um there's a lot of people kind of going and buying boards really really fast. Either they buy them really fast or they get people to bot, which is basically set up a program on the web, and when something comes in stock and it has a limit time or like a limit amount actually on stock, they will take a bot and then pretty much buy it on the spot, take that and jack up the actual price. So it's called flipping, and going on Reddit and then making profit basically off boards. And it disallows other people to actually try new boards or even get into the hobby. So that's one thing that I tried. I just wanted to see how it is and how it feels, and I personally don't like it. Like I know it's not a good thing to do, but just to see what people like, get out of it, it's only profit, but there's no satisfaction. So, yeah. So basically, what the idea is though is that I'm going to be doing this more frequently because I'll be on our website. We've set up a commission page, and we're almost done as well with the actual website. I can plug it and show you. Where's it at? If you want to look at it, Nick. I don't know who the other two people are here, but anybody can look at it if they want. This is the site that's I guess 90% done, so just doing the final touches on it, I guess. Lubin. Okay. Just doing the lubes. Okay. It's looking good. Yeah, dude. The thing is, those keycaps are, I mean, they're pretty limited, so that's the reason why I wanted to put them up. And they stock maybe every 2-3 weeks, so I was thinking just to like um, have them like limited. Okay. Okay. So wait, what have you been up to then? Do you want to get on the phone or are you busy? Oh, okay. No problem. No problem. Okay, wait. So this is probably like the first time you've ever seen somebody like actually um like do keyboard stuff, basically, right? Okay, yeah, that's fine. I was anyway streaming just to show Tom and stuff, but I mean, like, I thought, hey, you might be interested in this too, so and you'd be like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm. This is like the prepping stuff. Like normally, if Tom wasn't like taking a nap, because he works from like 9 to 9, it's a pretty insane schedule. So, um, if he wasn't, I would just done the actual keyboard, not done the prepping, because this is a little bit boring, you know. But this is like the stuff that you need to do, um, to actually build. Okay, so like the difference between these and like what you have in your keyboard is that they are generally not screens. So what I mean is they use a very like it's a thing called OEM type of um, stabilizers, and they're very like I don't know how you call them, like not shit, but yeah, they're shit. You know, they're just not good because they're really scratchy. They're not lubed. Like there's no pre-lube on it too, so they're just ultimately bad. And the problem is with like most boards that you actually have that are like gaming, let's say gaming keyboards, right? Like Cherry MX and stuff like that, is they're really hard to open for one, and second is like they are worth it for getting into the hobby itself, but when you start to delve into, I guess, custom keyboards, you just don't see the price reasoning behind any of it now, because you have boards that can compete with it that have so much more in terms of variety too. So like that's kind of why I find it really difficult to ever go back, you know, in terms of this hobby. Yeah, if that makes sense. Okay, so another one. Thanks, Ma. Yeah, it's I mean, it's very relaxing. That's what it is at the end, right? Oh, what Akita you said? I've Corsair fairly generic, but I like it. Sensitive keys, which I enjoy. Yeah, so like they're probably what they're cherry reds. I think you told me. Yeah, like the thing about Corsair keyboards is they're like optimal, I guess, for just general use, right, in gaming, and just those aspects, right. But the problem is when you start to mod it, um, you start to realize that the feel and the sound of the keyboard just generally makes it a better experience. So, like for instance, this board that's in front of me. I've actually built this completely by myself, and this is a tray mount, so it's actually a cheap board itself. But I modded the switches, I modded everything to it, and the sound and the feel of it is very very different to how it generally would be if I didn't mod it. This is actually a really shit switch and a really shit board. So making it like sound and feel the way it does now, I don't know. It makes me realize like there's so much to the hobby that could be like experimented with as well, and you're kind of like hindering yourself if you stay in one aspect of the hobby, which is just the gaming aspect. Like think about it more in like the broad spectrum of, using it at work, using it as like design stuff. Like recently, a lot of the content creators on YouTube and like elsewhere, and also on Twitch, they are also starting to like realize this industry. It's like this kind of weird hobby that's now becoming kind of an industry, and they're also like talking about like what's the best custom keyboards, what are the best like, keycaps, why do people like it, blah blah blah. Like I've noticed there's a huge traction in just IT YouTubers, and they're all kind of going to this route. So it's bringing in a really big audience, which I also like, and it's brought me into it too. And that's the really cool thing about this hobby. It's like it's just people with different preferences too, right? Like my opinion might make sense to me, but it may be different to you, and like I respect it. That's fundamentally what it is, right? Yeah, and I rate a good looking and good sounding keyboard too. So maybe down the line when I do the acrylic builds, I'll send you one as well. Just have to pay for shipping, I guess, if you if you want one. Um, but yeah, I'll just build you one. You can send it, and you can also test it out. It's like then it's a different avenue in the custom keyboard scene too. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should. Okay, so I can just minorly show you what I made. So this is just a really simple idea that I did on the actual computer. So it's like a program called builder.swillkb, and all you do is just you plug in the keyboard configuration, so like where things will be put, and then it'll generate a like a mapping for design software. And then what I did was I went to the laser cutter and I made this. So the switches are just to place it in place, right? And I just got the screws in just to test it out as well. This is just like a test prototype board. I showed you this already theoretically, but like I can show you on video and stream as well. So what I would do is probably like raise this like edge itself when we're up, and I'd put like a different kind of screw in so it's less noticeable. It's an actual like the ridges around the screw itself. And yeah, I've got to fix the stabilizers, but yeah, this is what it's about. I don't even know how much it is. If I have to like redo the design, it's a little bit more expensive, but that's to cut acrylic itself is about $8. $8 for all that stuff, all that acrylic. And 70 switches is about like it's $14. Those, and they're good switches, honestly. Yeah, it is the prototype model. Yeah, this is just a quick like run through of the prototype. So all it is just acrylic plastics, just stacked on each other. But I mean, this like you can see like all this brown stuff is basically just to like indicate where the bottom is and where the front is of stuff. So, yeah, shit, dude. Yeah, actually, no joke. I see acrylic cases by some of the more like famous people in the actual hobby. 250, 250, and they're in Belgium. There's like another guy in Cali who's selling it for like 300, but they're selling it with the PCB. Shit, what are they? What else are they selling with? The PCB, the case, and I think that's it. Actually, yeah. So they're just selling. They're just selling literally. It's a piece of plastic, right? But it's okay. It's a little bit better than just normal ABS plastic with the PCB. Which PCBs, if you go to a manufacturer and you build and you design it right, if you hit MOQ, which is a minimum order quantity of I think 30, the price always stays flat, and it costs about I don't know like $20 the PCB, $15. Depends on what specifications you have on it. So PCBs are cheap as well to build. Acrylic here is $12. I'm not gonna say much more about that, you know. Truly. I mean, I also think like because it's Vietnam, everything's a lot cheaper, right? I'm in a manufacturing city in that sense, and just a country in a sense. So like if you are in Belgium or in Switzerland or I don't know somewhere in the States, everything's service based, which makes like you have to go out and outsource everything. Or if you do source it in the country, it's gonna cost you shit. It's gonna cost you 6 to 10 times what it is. So maybe even their margins are not that high, honestly. But who knows, right? I'd have to ask them myself. So. Um, da, 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 da. Huh. Sometimes, like, if I do the stem wrong, you have to, like, flip it. I've messed this up a lot of times, though. Like, I put this stem, you have to, like, flip it in the right way. And if you don't, when you place it on the PCB and start using it, right, the spacebar becomes wonky. And then you have to redo everything. So I put a stab in wrong on this build, this one in front of me. And legit, it took me an hour and a half to fix it. So these are the bitch. Like, you do not want to mess with these. You get it right, you don't get it wrong. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Looking good, sounding good too. Again. Okay. This is actually surprisingly long. Normally doing stabs takes me like a good 15 minutes, but maybe I need to learn how to multitask properly. So what we've been recently doing is we've been selling. You know a fruit called durian, Nick? I know my mom knows durian, but yeah. So we uh we found out that actually um we have some land in Balok, so it's like a little bit outside of town, and there's like it's a farm that we um durian's like a really spiky fruit. It's like jackfruit. It's like this big. I don't know how you can. Maybe I'm not measuring it well because of video, but it's like pretty big, right? And it's pretty heavy. It's like 2 to 3 kilos. Anyway, it's a really popular fruit in Asia, and they're starting to actually just sell them all the time. So we're going around with like I'm like, carrying these like spiky fruits all the time around, like cutting my legs and shit. And people love it. People are loving it. So like people are starting to like ask Viv to get second round and third round, and yeah. So every like every couple like hours or every day we have to go outside and like hand fruit over to people. So now Viv's become the durian lady. She's become like the fruit lady of this area. Yeah, I actually am, Mom. I am pretty lucky. The problem is it's also, you know, like the apartment will never stop smelling like durian. That's the only issue that I have with it. But you know, like recently I've gotten like accustomed to it, like in terms of the taste and like the texture and the profile of it. But it still smells like it's so strong. It's like okay, it the way I can explain the how the stench is as strong as it'd be as strong as cheese. It's like you have your own like cheese factory or cheese like making stuff inside your house. It's like that strong. Can you message Tom? Or like call him? Tom? Because the camera and stuff is like, yeah, not really allowing me to do that. The stinky fruit, but the flavor like nuts. Yummy. True. Yeah, that you know what's really weird is that when I first tried it, I just thought it tasted like just call him, yeah. I thought it just tasted really like just call him. Just voice call baby, it's fine. Um what was I saying? Yeah, I thought it just tasted like bad cheese, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm happy to have Tom as well. I mean, the problem is he's just so busy. Like he's just like getting up at I don't know, like 8, 9 ish. No, like 7 or 8 every day, and then he finishes work at like 9. So around this time, so he's doing 12 hour shifts basically. He's home, 20 minutes sleeping, and then yeah, he's just with me like on this until like 1 or 2 a.m. Not every day, but like pretty frequently, you know. But like I said as well, like I hope to get our store up and running by the end of this weekend. We're gonna do a test trial as well, um, on one of the products, and it's pretty much me building his keyboard as well. I'm talking with I'm streaming this, so I'm talking with Nick and your mom on YouTube. Nikita. Yeah. This is such a scuffed stream though, to be honest. So scuffed to be honest. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. I never tried it on YouTube. YouTube seems so much easier than on Twitch though, actually. Like the thing about Twitch is you need to have Streamlabs to actually record and keep stuff. And like anyway, I like to post like you've seen, I guess, Nick and my mom. Wait, is it only 480? I actually don't know because my phone should be able to do 720, 1080. I have my camera, but I have to install that still because wow, 480 max. Maybe that's the reason why Streamlabs and also Twitch is better because you actually can like put up your bits and everything. I need to do this better. You can apply your bits to a higher refresh rate too, um, and you can also like change the pixelization of it. But I haven't been able to find it, so I'll look into the settings later though. Okay, spacebar. It's 6.25 units, so it's like everything is measured by units basically with it. So like every this key, for instance, like all these keys are all ones, one use, and this is a 2.25 U. That's units. This one's 1.75. The enter backspace is 2. No wait, enter is 2. It's 2. Okay, let's do this part as well. Do, 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 do. Okay, okay, okay. Let's get this done. Let's get this out of the way. So you can see I'm just like lubing all the parts here. They said hi to me yesterday. Oh, okay. Say hi to Nat, Lena, and Serena too. How are they doing? Actually, yeah, I saw your Instagram story. I was like, what the hell? All these people are still in Switzerland? Holy shit. Or like they came back to visit, I guess, right? That's super cool though. I actually really like the fact that so many people come back or like are just there and their family's still there too. What about David though? Is he back for good, or what's that? What's that all about? Okay, I want to get this really nice lube. Normally you don't do this. You shouldn't do this, but I really want my spacebar lube. I hate the fact that my spacebar always sounds so scratchy. Yeah, it's pretty unexpected, but a lot back. He's still here. I would assume most people are like not. They're not staying. If they're like from a different nationality, they're not going to be staying, right? But if they're Swiss, they're generally going to stay. Like that's what I assume. Hackle here for really? Like Alex Hackle Johnson, right? He's been there for. Holy shit, dude. Okay, now this is when I need a loop station. So, um, there's a thing called a loop station, and basically it's just you don't have to deal with all this like manual stuff. You just have it in one spot, and you can like hold everything. So he doesn't want to go back to stay too hectic. Yeah, I mean the one thing that I can never like imagine myself being in America for one reason is because it's just so individualistic. I feel like it's probably more than it is in Switzerland, and that's just something I don't. Do I want to experiment it? And also the fact like now I'm married and a little bit more like not up to me, it's up to like multiple people's decisions. So I just realized I forgot to do one step, which is snap the feet. But the thing is, these are so light already. I don't assume that there's going to be any issue with friction. So I think I'm in the clear without needing to snip them feet. Actually, it's not even possible to snip the feet. Huh. Basically, when you have the the stem of the stabilizer, you have like you have multiple like reiterations from people. So these are like Everglide stabilizers. They're different to like Cherry and OEM and like other ones. So the cheaper ones they have um these like little feet, four little feet on them. I can show you. I'll just show like the screen, I guess. Um, I can't really show you this thing. So like for instance, have these like feet on the bottom uh, of the stem itself. You have to actually snip two of them off, and you have to snip the right ones. Like if you snip the wrong ones, it'll sometimes the actual stem will start to wobble in a weird way. But this is like more of a U. Do you like butterfly? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by do I like butterfly? Is it like swimming, or like do you mean actual like the ones that like flap and stuff? Kinda on keyboard. What do you mean butterfly and keyboard? I have no idea what you mean, dude. But yes, I do. I don't know what that means, but yes, I do. I love it. I don't like it. I love it, actually. To be honest with you, feels good, man. Oh man, let's get this on. Put this away. I'm taking it really slow today, honestly, with this build. Like, I wanted to be as nice as possible. So. Oh, butterfly switches. Right, right, right. Oh, um, I've tried. I mean, I've tried it. Right? It depends. Like, they're okay. I would say they're okay if you're portable, right? If you're a portable person and you want to just use your like devices outside, like you want to use your laptop out and about, like you're traveling a lot and you want to perhaps game. Yeah, dude, butterfly switches are fine. Honestly, I would of course like prefer if I had a station computer, I would use like one of these keyboards. Like um, but it's more or less. The question is, do you like three types of switches: linears, tactiles, or clicky switches? Right. That's really the question you should be asking. So like, do you like to use keys that basically it's different actuations? So they have like two points of connection. Linears have one like direct. So like when you press the key, you directly hit the key. What's your most favorite keyboard ever used? Like most satisfying? Most satisfying? At the moment, I had the Space 65. So you can check it as well. Space 65 by Gray Studio. So I can actually probably link it. I'll link the drop one to you. This was my favorite. Um, because what's really cool about this keyboard is that it has like a really interesting like layering system. So it's like a bottom layer, and then it has you can put like a foam inside it, PCB, whatever. But it had like parts or individual parts that you had to like snap it on. And what I liked about it was just that like it kind of dampened all the sound, and it felt like a really sturdy board, even though it was so light. And I mean, it had a carbon plate, and just all the mods that were needed for it. It was such a nice board because yeah, it was like a perfect like typing angle and everything, and like aesthetically, it was just nice. It was a super nice board to have. Um, Problem is, I wanted to flip it, so I flipped it. But now let's see with this one. This might be my like, second favorite board that I use, but we'll see. Like I'll build Tom's and see how it is um, in like a week or two, and stream that and see if that's maybe my cup of tea. Yeah. The the Space 65 just had um, a GB, so like a group buy. Basically, that means like there were another batch of people. Check the link. Oh, just like one shot. Photo of it. I don't want to give you the GCAC one because you'll get like really confused. What the hell's going on? Maybe. Oh no, they don't have it. They don't have it. I'm looking. Maybe on Reddit. Let me have a look. Because like a lot of people posted the latest one, which is the round two. So I'm trying to find round one. Okay, here. Here's like a lot of renders, and also like how it actually looks. It looks like this in person too. It was a really nice board. This board was going for about it was like $350, if I'm not mistaken, around that. It might have been a bit cheaper to be honest, but yeah, $299. But there was a group buy for another board by the same company called the Think 6.5. It was around two. That board I picked up on the group buy. That I've heard right now is probably the best sounding and looking board out there right now. It comes in January or maybe earlier November, December. I don't know. It depends on manufacturing. So let's hope it's December or November though. But manufacturing lead times and a lot of people bought that board, and you know, there's a lot of like aspects to it, logistics, coronavirus, blah blah. So let's hope it's early though. But yeah, the round 2 for the board that I just sold is gonna be here, I think, next month. So there's gonna be a bunch of videos like out of that board. So I'm super psyched for that, actually. Oh shit! I put the wrong mouth. I hate that. I actually have not figured out a system of knowing which way the stem is supposed to go. I'm so like confused by that. Maybe if this seems so iffy. I don't know. What the fuck? The hell, man? Joy, oi. Means oh my god in Vietnamese. Which I still should learn. I should learn this freaking language. To be honest with you. Should learn it. Okay, stabs seem to be fine. They seem to be working. I think I'm Gucci. I can't make one of them because I need to wait for Tom. Where is he though? I'm gonna quickly go wash my hands. Joy, oi. Okay. I didn't wash my hands properly, but probably should. Yeah, dude, the Space 65 is it's something else. The thing is, it's actually quite a simple design. Like what it is, it's rounded around the corners. Um, and it has just two LEDs. Like there's no the board itself has no LED. So it's very basic. But if you look at the like renders of how it's layered, you'll see that it's actually extremely complex, and it's built like really, yeah, it's built really well, honestly. Wait, let me try and call Tom quickly, see if he's actually alive. Dude, that board is already like gone. So, I sold it to a guy in the States, so it should be on its way now. And I just found out actually, if you want to sell or like send anything by international courier, the only one that's reliable right now is actually DHL because they don't have enough stocking to send stuff actually internationally. So you have to go through DHL, or like your package is going to just be stuck in one area. That's what they say about Ho Chi Minh itself, but I don't know about other countries. What are you doing, Vic? Two days. Wait, 2 days for a mail from Moscow? $2 for a mail from Moscow? I sent something to my mom with TNT, and it took about how long? How long was it? 3 days to TNT? 3 to 5 days. Yeah. It's not bad, honestly. If you're sending mail, I think it's fine. But if you're sending like this kind of stuff, yeah, it's gonna be a bit more of a hassle. I am spam calling this motherfucker. He ain't picking up, so I can't carry on right now. It feels bad. Or I can. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna like stream it and then just you can watch it, I guess, right? It's bad man. Okay, let's do this then. I'll just finish this last one. I think I have to, right? I have to check this, what this is as well. I think it's just foam. Okay. Quickly do this one. Speed, speed, speed. Itch my nose. Speed, speed, speed. Let's get it. Let's get it. Wait, what time is it in Switzerland now? It's afternoon, right? So just taking it easy. It's one of those days. I had one of those days too, to be honest. I just took it easy. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna watch some YouTube. I'm gonna look at some keyboard stuff. Oh yeah, can't believe they didn't give me extras. Normally you get extras when you actually buy like a full set of stabs. Because you normally have to have like 4 of these for like a 60% keyboard to a TKL, which is a 10 kilos keyboard. Right? It's trolling, as per usual. Okay. They didn't give me any extras. Actually, so sad. I think the best sounding like in stock keyboard though that is actually like an entry level like gaming keyboard is probably the GMMK Combat Compact though. I think that's the best, honestly. Or I guess a Ducky. Ducky keyboards are generally really good too. They're like good quality plastic keyboards. So like the Ducky 1 2 SF is a pretty good keyboard too. Like if anything, if I got into the hobby, I was looking for that keyboard first, and then I jumped onto another keyboard because I read that this keyboard, blah blah blah, is really really good for its value, has good keycaps, blah blah. So, but yeah, the Ducky is I think what I would have taken though for sure if I would want to buy a keyboard the first time. So okay, we are done with this bullshit now. Woohoo! Now we can actually get to the building part. This is the good stuff. Ah, it's all good, man. I'm just talking because like it's gonna be recorded anyway, and um, Tom can hear it, like other people can hear it. So it's cool. It's 4:52 here. Oh, it is. Why am I so? Oh, because of daylight saving. I keep forgetting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. So it's gonna be dinner time soon. Okay, I need to wash my hands again because this stuff is like, one, it's like kind of toxic. Well, I mean, it's not toxic. You should not ingest it. If I do that, I'm kind of like maybe in maybe in trouble. But yeah. 1 second. Okay. Oh my god. Hooters. Imagine that he'll budge. How is it on trains now? Actually, Let's put this away. Put it here, I guess. All stabs done. Put it on the side. But convincing Diddy seems so difficult. That's what I realized when I was back over there. Chip packed and mass, always super hot and sweaty. Yeah, that's how I love my Swiss summers. Not having any AC. Woohoo! Yeah, I honestly don't miss that. Like having to like endure pure heat without any way to survive it, just a fan, and kind of getting naked, which is a little bit yikes. But yeah, there's no way to endure it. Okay, let's see. Is it focusing properly? Not right. It ain't focusing properly. It's just camera quality. I'm gonna get an actual proper mount later, so I can actually do this. I decided as well with this, like the first YouTube stream, to just keep it like you, my mom, whatever. Um, just to see how it is, like test it, because I don't actually know how to. Like, remember I tried streaming before, and I like set it up. It didn't feel really comfortable. Now it's feeling a bit more comfortable to do this because like I'm talking about something I like, and yeah, like just trying it out for how it'd be. But with the camera being a phone, it's using Wi-Fi to do it. It's a little 50-50, so I'll see what I do later. But anyway, okay, so to the actual build. You need to then put the stabilizers on the PCB, on the frontal part, so you can see like how they're positioned. They actually depend on the slots. So like you can see here, there's like a gold. These are gold plated, right? And here, these are just like clipped in. Inwards, it's just transparent plastic, basically. What you do is you need to actually clip in the parts into the larger holes because they won't fit into the others. Basically, that's all you need to know. Later, I need to flip the board and do it, but I'm just showing you how it's like laid out really quickly. So this needs to go here. You clip it in. You can feel it kind of like going snug into it. You put a little bit of pressure on it, and you're good to go. That's it. Why does this look so weird to you, though? Okay. I'm leaving this here because I don't want to scratch the bottom yet. It's fine doing it later, though. Arrow keys are here. Here's the shift, and here should be enter. Okay. At least, luckily, with this board, I don't have to solder, but I'm okay with the soldering aspect to it, so. All I need to do is just install the stabilizers and install the switches, and then I'm good. Does it matter which keyboard you use to feed, though? To feed, though? Does it matter which keyboard you use to feed, though? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by feed? Like, as in, apply the stabilizers to? No. If it's the stabilizers, no, it doesn't matter. You can apply it to any keyboard. Any keyboard will work with any stabilizer. It just depends on one thing. It's about how the plate works, right? So, like, U2000. U2000. Wait a second. Wait a second. What do you mean by that? What do you mean, dude? One second. I just need to figure out where's the other. Where's to put it? KDA. I mean, I would say like if you have a clicky switch in your keyboard, if you have any like clicky keyboard, you're gonna feed, because like one is like the sound just is so cancerous. It's like clack, 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 and you're like, okay, I'm timed in, clack, clack, clack. The other is like you have to press so hard, your fingers will start to like cramp. So you're like clack, clack, I need to do this, clack, clack, clack. Fucking yeah, like that's literally the experience of playing with any clicky, dude. It's actually cancer. It's like I tried it. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna sell this board. I sold it to a Vietnamese guy. I was like, okay, here you go. No more clack, clack, clack depression. Like, no, no. Okay. I'm gonna quickly install this. Do I have a screwdriver? My screwdrivers. So yeah, when it comes to, um, like, I would say when it comes to any keyboard at the moment in 2020, like what kind of switches you want to have? You want to have like a smaller, more compact keyboard for one, and then the other thing is you also want it to be linear. You want linear switches because linear means you can press the key and it actuates faster than other ones, basically. So, what are these? These are hexes. Okay, we got me hex, mates. Got me hex. Got me hex. This is a part that I got tilted a few times doing, by the way. So let's see if I don't get tilted. Which caps you gonna use for this one? I have um, I have some Enjoy PBT whites on black. So I will use those for this one. 1 second. Need this to clamp it in properly. It seems to be kind of in there. I can show you the keycaps in a second. They're just really basic, like well-made keycaps. Let's call it that. It's white legends. So like the A's and the A's and the S's, the D's, whatever. Right, all the legends are all white, and the actual keycaps are black. That's it. And they have like some novelties as well with them, which are like cherries and like a couple hearts. It's a lot trickier because I'm using the wrong screw head. I'll have to do it like this then. Which is not the way to do it, but whatever. Switch this out for a bigger one. This one's a bit bigger. So the keycaps that I will use though are they're a type of keycap that's double shot PBT. Basically, what that means is they inject like a plastic mold 2 times into the keycap, making it more sturdy and stronger. And it doesn't shine, and like the legends don't like rub off faster than like cheaper ones. So that's why a lot of people buy expensive keycaps as well. Is because they want it to last for a long period of time. Like most people do that for that reason. So you can see this is now installed, the stabilizer. I can also show you what switches I want to put in. So these are called Gateron Black Inks. These are version 2s. They're already lubed. So I lubed these a while ago, like a few months ago. And I put a orange, you can see like an orange film around it. You see a little bit. It's not really picking it up, but basically this is film. So what they do is it actually like dampens the sound and the wobble. But what I realized with these switches, I heard from a big Twitch streamer that if you film these, the housing itself is already too wide. It's out of the normal spectrum for the manufacturer. They make it a little bit bigger, the housing, the whole entire switch, right? So when you push it in, you have to apply more force. When you have a film inside, you actually make it worse for you to apply that because it kind of expands the switch plastic. So anyway, I want to just apply one here. You see, here's the stabilizer switch, and you just push it in with a bit of force, right? And voila. and you got a switch with the stabs installed, right? And these like small diodes, they allow you to just put it in, and you're good to go. You can then use the switch. So let me just grab the keycap one. I'll grab a shift. Also show you what keycaps I'm going to be using. On the store, we should be selling these ones as well. Yeah, okay. We'll have a look. These are like the novelties and like special keys. So you got the big ass enter. That's the big ass enter right here. These are about 153 keys, and they go for about 70, 80 bucks. There's like another novelty, like a cherry. Right. It's a bit messy, but I've already used it once for the space. Oh. But here are the keycaps. I mean, they're pretty messy, but yeah, they're cool. They're super nice, dude. I'll install them, and then you'll be like, "Ooh, these are nicer." Ooh. They're really classic, you know. That's the thing about these keycaps that I like is just they're classic. They work with everything, honestly. Like sometimes you don't want to like color match everything. You just want one set, works perfect, done, you know. Brain. Please, brain, work. Thank you. Here. Here we goes. Or not. Maybe not, because I'm not using brain. Feels bad, man. Let's do this after. What am I doing? I'm actually trolling. Okay. These have been the easiest stabilizers so far. And when I say that now, I'm going to 100% jinx it. That is a given fact. I should have not said that. What am I doing? Okay. Boom. Get in there, mate. Come on, you got it. Easy. I mean, no. Don't say that, Sean. Don't say easy. Manageable. Say manageable. Okay. Yeah, so this board is who's it made by actually? She don't know who it's made by. But there's always a thing called like a silk screen on different keyboards. Basically it has like a print or a trademark of who built it and whatever. Like most artists want to do that, right? If it's the same with like art, right? You put a signature at the end or the bottom right of your product or piece. Same with this keyboard. It's don't know. I think it might be by a brand called DZ. But yeah, this is it's a very straightforward PCB. It just does what it says it does, you know. And the programming for it is also pretty simple, and yeah, it's kind of why I wanted to pick this up because it's just a jack of all trades. Like it does the job for every part of what it says. So. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you hear any music? I'm assuming no, right? How long does it take for a full build? So I went pretty slow. Normally, like a hot swap build is an hour and a half, an hour. Okay, so yeah, I'll figure out. Maybe I'll just go to Streamlabs and do it. Um, I'll just do all my like streams via Streamlabs, and then I can actually also play music in the back. Because it must be pretty cancer just hearing my voice all the time, like nothing else. So, alright. We got some of the stabs on, but anyway, like general with general builds, like it's always kind of the same steps. Yeah, I can imagine like not having any music and having to like just you can like turn me down, like listen to music. I know most people Like when I watch a stream on Twitch, I have it in the background actually, and I'm doing something else, and I just hear the person's voice, a bit of their music. You know, in a way, if you would then you would just have some music, turn me down to 30%, you Gucci. Like that's kind of how I do it. You know? Like, stab here is done too. I don't think I need to put any more stab in. I'm not mistaken. Ooh, this feels iffy though. Okay, there we go, mate. Right. You are? Dude, it's gonna be so nice because there's also another thing that I don't want to spoil yet about it. I'll just let you like see it. I should be done pretty soon though. There is one thing I need to do. I need to plug in this PCB and I need to test it actually before I do anything. Because what can also happen is like this could be a dead PCB. And like if it's a dead PCB, I kind of just wasted like a good hour. But I doubt it, you know, it's like it's really unlikely for that to be the case, so. God, this stab, this one's being a bitch. Okay, I think I got it now. Let's do it pretty tight. Okay, Gucci. So all the stabs are installed. So quickly just look at it again. Already have one switch, spacebar, enter, and backspace. So I want to quickly do this though. Grab this cable. So you can't see it, but it's a custom cable from a guy I bought it from in Vietnam. Normally one of these cables goes for like $100, but this guy had it for 40. Okay, whoa, that is bright. But okay, it looks like the PCB works. Jeez, so bright. What the fuck? It's so bright. Right. I should test it. But like if all the LEDs work, I know it's actually gonna be fine. Because they're all connected to the switch holes basically. Oh fuck, it was so bright, not gonna lie. Alright, and now this is what you've been waiting for, Nick. Okay, let me just organize this a little bit though. Before I make an absolute fucking mess. This I actually don't know if this goes on the bottom or the oh, it goes on the top. Okay, so there's a double dampening thing about this keyboard, and a lot of the new keyboards are doing this too. Basically, it's putting an extra like foam here, so the sound of it actually also becomes more dampened. You know, in general. You have that, and you also have another one. So we're here. Okay, let's get this baby out. 1 second. Where is it? Here it is. So we got two foams. This foam, this one, is $10. It's a $10 foam. A fucking foam. Like, just doesn't even feel premium. It just feels like a foam. So, okay, how do I install this actually? Jesus. Okay, I know how to do it. I go here, put this here. Move this stab over here. It's already a freaking mess though, but let's get this bad boy out. The screws are they're installed on the bottom. all I have to do actually is flip this over. And this might be an issue because this is really, really deep in there actually, which is surprising. I didn't know that. Let's see if I can actually get to it. So let's just flip this up again and have a look at it. Polycarbonate. I was always really intrigued by how it actually looks in person, but it's really nice actually. There's no like there's no markings on it. It looks extremely clean. Like it's a nice board. That's all I can say right now. It's just a nice board. Okay, this is too thin. Okay, let's get this one out. See if this works. Okay, seems to work. Okay, this is trickier than I had anticipated. Huh. Yeah, this is a brass weight here as well. So it actually brings a little bit of weight onto the board, which is also quite nice. And that's what makes boards more premium to it. It's like if you apply more weight to it, or if there's more weight associated to it, it actually feels more premium in general. So brass here, brass. Perfect. And these screws are not coming out, not going to lie, which is a little bit worrying. I have to use the kit that they gave me. Let's see if this will work. Come out. Which they don't. That's really bizarre though. Because these holes are actually really deep in, and you can't actually. Okay, I did actually get it out. It actually looked like I didn't get it out at first, but I got it out. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe I should go from the left and the right one. Not gonna lie, these are really deep in, so it's actually such a challenge to get the screws. But that's a good thing, because like that means they're they're in there. They're not gonna come out that easy. Tomby Muggin, yeah, dude. I mean, I think he's just passed out. Like, I do not blame him, honestly. But it's okay, because like I can just give him the stream. I mean, I don't blame him. I actually really don't blame him for being that dead. So. I'm giving him a call again, so pick up. This shit is really like this is challenging, surprisingly challenging. Yeah, I got it finally. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, like, I can't imagine. The thing, okay, about Vietnam and how people work in Vietnam is that they put so much time and effort into their job itself. but they don't actually know how to balance work and recreational life. And that's kind of the weird thing that I didn't understand about working as well in the office. It was like I'd get in at like 8:30. Nobody's in the office. I was like, okay, that's cool. People get in at 9, and then I would go home at 5:30, and people would stay. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are people always staying? Then I realized that people they take naps in the lunch break, and they take like an hour nap all the time, and so they extend their time. And then afterwards, they I don't know, they're like passive and they don't want to go home, and then they spend more time in the office. They spend up to 10 hours on average, it seems. And every time, I'd come, I'd one time or a few times have to work late. People would be in the office till 8. And I'm like, the fuck? And I asked them why are you still in the office? Like, oh, that's normal. I work until 8. Don't you have a family and stuff? Yeah, I have kids and whatever. I just like to be working until 8 because I feel like I need to finish my work. And I'm like, what the fuck? 8 hours working, whatever. Yeah, Moscow's similar in that regard. I think every big city is similar in that regard, right? I'm making just a kind of general assumption, you're crazy for doing that. But honestly, that's just the work life mentality in big cities. But I find it weird that people haven't tried to, adjust to a more, I don't want to say structured or systematic approach to working life, but yeah, Swiss is privileged in that case, so I can easily go home at 4. No one will say anything. Yeah, that really is the thing about Switzerland. I think I take that element for granted. But I don't actually have anybody pestering me if I go home earlier or whatever, right? It might be different in more Vietnamese-based companies, but I didn't feel that way when I was working here. Especially when you're an English teacher, because all you do is work 20 hours and you go, that's it. You don't have any association really to the place you're working at when you're teaching English. 20 hours, $2,000, right? That's good money. The problem is, if you live in, if you live basically in one area and you have to teach on the other side of the city, you're fucked. It's 45 minutes driving with a motorbike. And if you're a Westerner and you've never driven a moped or a motorbike, you're gonna shit yourself the first 3 times you do it. And you can't take public transportation. That shit's unreliable. And the Grab and all these other applications, they add up eventually. You're, yeah. So you either have to. This is the thing. You either have to kind of adapt to it, or you have to just always pay a bit higher price when you drive. You take a car, you pay $5-6. It's not bad, right? But that shit adds up. If you rent a motorbike, it costs $60 a month. But that's actually extremely expensive because you can buy a motorbike for $60 or $150 a month. Okay, I'm on this last crew and it's a bitch. And I got it. No, I didn't get it. Yeah, it's bad. I trolled myself. Come on. Get out, mate. Get out. Get the fuck out, mate. Just this one little bitch. Sorry, not my language. Swearing too much. I need to stop swearing so much. That's one thing. Okay, stopping smoking. Good. That's done. Now it's stop swearing so much. Good. Still swear. It's okay. Fuck it, but not so much. Okay, yeah. You get the gist. Feels bad, man. Feels fucking bad. Screw you, you screw. Yeah, you too, man. Holy fuck. I was thinking, damn, what a journey. So many years of my life I smoked. And just one day, oh, I got it. I fucking got it. fuck you. Challenge. That was a challenge, but overcame it just like smoking, right? So, Gucci. Wait, flip it over. Flip this big boy over. Boom. Now you have the bottom part of the case. So this is the bottom, you can see it. It's kind of it's like a translucent appearance, right? So you can still see like the brass weight and everything. KBD fans, you can see like the engraving of it too. It's got like a bit of a grill here as well. Two silver screws that are really, really thinly placed in. And the insertion is just about like 1 millimeter by diameter. You have these parts of the actual bottom of the case, which keep the plates as well intact. So it's looking fucking nice, honestly. Very nice. It's a juicer. Right, so the most important part about this now is this part. This is the bumbo clap, basically. But let's see how I want to do it. Do I want to do it like this? I think I want to, okay, I want to like lay it out properly. So this is the frontal foam. Frontal foam here, get the PCB. Okay, sounds good, man. Like, I'm almost done, actually, with this, I think. So you're Gucci, man. You Gucci. Don't worry. No worries. Tom, however, I'm gonna fucking crucify this. The no swearing, or the less swearing. Not happening, I guess. Feels bad. I probably don't want to screw everything in. So what I will do is I will just leave it like this and grab this. Mount it in really quickly just to see how it is. This is a top mount board, so there's different mounting systems, and the sound and the feel of the board changes. I would not say drastically, but pretty heavily if you would, you know, mod certain parts of your board and mod your switches, stabs. I didn't band-aid mod this as well. Like, I maybe should be modding it better, but the good thing about this board is that it's a hot swap, so I have the chance to just open the board quite easily and just apply all these changes after. So I've noticed I don't have any space to actually close this now, which is very funny. I don't know why this is the case. No pun intended, of course. But so it's really weird, actually, why I don't have any space now. It's probably because of the foam actually getting in the way a little bit of it. But if I apply enough pressure, I think it's fine. Let me have a look. Let's do it from the front. So I'm trolling. That's why. I'm just trolling. I should take out the plate, to be honest. I'll do it after, but I just want to test how it looks real quick. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look at it get yellow then, and how it works with the stab going through it. It's actually a very tight fit. So the thing about like certain keyboards that I've used as hot swaps, I've had pretty easy like times when it comes to like inserting them actually into the board. This is the first time where I feel that the brass plate is very like it's narrow. It's too narrow in some regards, but it's also good because the fit's very there, and it's very noticeable that you can't just yank it out, which is a good thing, right? But it's more on the tighter side, and I don't really like that. So the one that I actually preferred was the Idobao or the ID80, which I tried. And the ID80 was actually a very good starter board, I thought. So what you have to do here is when you input the switch, you have to take the switch pillar and take it out. So there's one. I will attempt to do it with the GAT Black inks, but let's see. I might fail miserably because the way that they're designed, they don't actually fit flush in the PCB. So let's test the mods out first. Lucky that it's a hot swap though, mate. Ugh. It feels so weird when you press a GAT black ink that's filmed, like modded out, and you know that it's not like it's not going in. You know it's not going in, and it's like it just makes you feel yikes. You know, like I feel scared. I don't want to break it. You know, it's like modding these does take time. Like it takes maybe a minute plus, say a minute like 30 seconds. Every time you want to actually like, um, every time you actually want to like mod a switch itself. All right, so now let's do the keycaps really quickly. See how the modifiers are. Here, I need to like figure out a proper organized way to do this, honestly. So let's do backspace. I'm just doing this super quickly. This is the one I use. I didn't get the link. No, does it not work? You can send it to me on WhatsApp. Okay. It sounds good. It sounds fucking good. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you can hear it, but we got that thok. Okay, spacebar. I could have used a different one, different spacebar and all stuff, but I decided to use the ones that we're gonna actually build with. So let's have a look. You're joking. Oh, tight one I found. Wait. Let's have a look at the Corsair one. Oh, the K55? Yeah, the K55 is decent. Like, it's just a decent board to start with, I feel. It's big, though, right? Like, do you think you would be better? Like, you'd have an easier time using a smaller, like, compact board? Oh, dude. Yeah, it's massive, right? It's like, okay, if you compare this is a 65% keyboard, right? A TKL. So that board is a TKL. Um, yeah, it's about an extra 10, 15 centimeters. And imagine, like, your desk, if you have a small desk like I do, it's not it's not really, like, I don't know, ergonomic for you to be reaching around a lot. So you want to be in a compact area. Yeah, so I would say, like, look into probably like a 65%. I can give you a link really quickly of one that you might be interested in. Um, second. Ah, yes. Sorry, I'm trolling. I should have done this. So I want to see this really quickly. Okay. So quickly looking at it, this is the this is RGB is really bright. Not gonna lie, man. I'm surprised that this RGB is this bright. Normally, like, they're all kind of the same, but this is it feels brighter. It sounds so fucking good. If I had better, like, earphones, I guess you can probably have to hear it like this, but this doesn't sound good though. The shift and the spacebar sound really good. The backspace is fine. The enter's a little bit bad. It's the satisfying spacebar click though. Oh, it's yeah, yeah. It's Gucci. That's what it is. It's Gucci. The creme de la creme. All right, let's just quickly put in the screws again, which I'm gonna fucking hate. Not gonna lie. This is gonna be actually fucking cancer, but you gotta do it. I think it's getting screwed in. I actually have no clue. Oh, what was that flash? Um, oh, wait, I need to connect this really quickly again too. Feels bad, man. Scuffed. Scuffed stream. Yeah, I think the K55 in general though, like, this is the this is always the beginner board for people. I swear, like, no shit. Everybody that's been in the community for a bit or like started out have always gone through that keyboard. Like, I think from 2015, 2014, and most people went through that board as their first board. Um, so, like, yeah, like, that board itself is still decent, right? Like, I feel like it's a good start point into this part of the hobby. Like, even Tom, I gave him a I gave him my GK61, and he was like, I need arrows. He's like, I love the board. The board's awesome. I love the LED. I love how it looks. I sticker bombed it. Like, I put a bunch of stickers on it. I put it in the commission page on the website, but anyway, he's like, I love it, but it has no arrows. I need arrows. I'm like, me too, man. I hate 60% because there's no arrows. You have to, like, layer it all the fucking time. So it's like, it's such a troll. It's actually such a troll layout if you think about it. Practical wise, 60% are great for gaming, and they're great for, like, on the go kind of keyboards because of their form factor. But everything else about it, it's like, it's just there's no arrows. It's so tilting having no arrows. What is it? Um, 1 second. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. No problem. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Where was I? Uh, I'm gonna try and call Tom again. This is so triggering that he's not actually on stuff. Where was I? Yes. All right. Screwing feels bad, man. So let's screw this bitch in. Hmm. Okay. Sorry. Just checking where this motherfucker is. All seem to be fairly tight inside. It's a good sign. Ooh. Okay. Why is it so easy to actually screw it in, but so hard to take it out? What the heck, man? I call that absolute flight control. So, okay, recently I've been wondering how to. I've been wondering how to actually build a keyboard kind of like this, and like the look of how it's kind of developed, the way it's done, where you have two components and you have to sandwich them together. That's actually the right way to do it, because the way that sound travels inside the board is it's dampened by the the different foams that are applied to it. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually um, to build it like that, because like if I can build a keyboard that's actually a lot more feasible, because this board is what it's two it's about 280, 290. It's pretty pricey in general, right? So it needs to be more accessible, and I feel like there are boards out there that are accessible um, at lower price ranges. It's just the difficult aspect is they're plastic. There's not many aluminum choices or polycarbonate choices. So, like for instance, this board here is aluminum. This is pure metal. All of it is metal based, and then this is poly, which is the same. I would say same structure in terms of like compounding it and like heating it and like trying to mold it into one like part. Um, but it's not accessible for like by price point is what I mean. So that's one thing that I'm like trying to consider. Like, is there a way to develop something in Vietnam or I don't know somewhere else? Let's say in China, perhaps that's more accessible in terms of price point. Because I have seen people do that to some degree, and yeah, I think Vietnam definitely needs something like that. People will always buy cheaper on average keyboards here, but if they had something that's more, you know, more in like the $100 price range, people will definitely be picking it up. And I think it's the same with necklaces. Okay. These are just not flush. It's so triggering, actually. Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Yes, we building them shit. Have to put so much fucking force into this though. There we goes. That's weird. Huh. They put a co-star for this shift. Huh. And also for the tab. Nice, nice. I guess. Don't know what the quality of life for that is, but nice. Time is it? 10:45. Okay, not too bad. So you're probably not done. Jesus, Viv, holy crap, it's gonna fucking. So you probably see if you're seeing this, right? You're seeing I'm putting actually quite a bit of pressure. Like I said before, with the GAT blacks, just these and the novel cream switches, you have to apply actually quite a lot of pressure to get it to sit between the plate and the PCB. So the problem is like if you do that, you have to then test it again, of course, right? Then once you test it, you'll notice that some switches might be dead, and what you do is you pull it out, and you have these pins. You basically just straighten the pins, and then you can reapply them. But if they are completely fucked, and the pin is like really bent, and it's like minuscule, and you can't bend it back to its normal state, you're gonna just have to use another. So when you're building a board, right, and you're building, let's say, a 65% board, this has 67 keys. You should have at least 3 to 5. I would say that's a probably a good given rule of extra switches to use. Because if you don't, and you decide to like build it with the exact amount of switches that the board has, and one of them decides to just, you're fucked. You're fucking fucked. You have one part of your keyboard that doesn't work. One key doesn't work. If you're using like I don't know one of the tildes or one of the like the side ones like page up and page down, I guess you could be like, yeah, it's fine. But then you'd be blinded if you have a fucking you'd be blind if you have LEDs all the time. So at the moment, looks like this. I have as you can see, I have the shift, space, and enter, all this stuff already on because of the mods. You want to apply the stabs in the mods. And just you can leave them after because they're already on there. If I would have been soldering it, I would have had to do this with the plate on it. So I would have had to take out the plate as well and the PCB, flip it, and then start applying like iron solder to it. There you go. MKII. They're not flush, so it's a little bit iffy. Ooh, this one's fucked. Ooh. So, okay, for instance, what I just did is I pushed one in, and the foot, sorry, actually came out here. So it flicked out like this. See, it's now off. What you can do is you can push it back in. But to be honest, when the feet like this actually come off, it's better to actually just use another, because the sound will really change. Simply put, if the feet come out, the housing is also split out a little bit. So there's like air, there's like a little bit of a gap. Not even a millimeter gap, and it will just make much more sound. And it's just not appealing. So that is not Gucci, my friends. It's bisschen schlumpig. These goddamn gap blacks, though. So now I know that you just don't want to put these films in. These, basically. They're like little squares, rectangles. Just don't put them into gap blacks and novelties creams. Actually, are these V1s or V2s? Shit, I don't even know if these gap blacks or gap black inks are V1s or V2s. Okay, this one feels really whack. Really whack, mate. The niceness of having a hot swap board. The fact that you can just put the switch in, take him out. Very simple, very easy. But I don't know. Like the thing about hot swap, the fact that you can just yank him out and like not worry about having to get the desolder gun is it's like you always know that you can swap them out, which is a nice thing. That's a pro. But is it safer? Like is it safer that they don't fall out? Or I don't know. Always 50-50 about this shit. I feel like they're pretty secure when you have them already inside the board, hot swap wise. But the fact that you can just solder metal on metal and you know for a fact that they won't come out is more reassuring in some ways. So like I don't know. I don't know what's the best. I would say the preference is still up to the user, right? At the end of the day. But the most used people that with hot swap is the newcomers. So like the people that start off, I would 100%, 100% recommend getting hot swap. Simply because you can then switch out different switches. Right. You can apply different switches, and you can actually just like learn learn what you like. You know, like you figure out what is your preference, what you think is actually the nicest feeling in terms of the Switch. This housing is fucked as well. Oh, you're finding times more. Okay, okay, okay. Think you're still there? I'm assuming you're like getting ready. I can't believe you convinced me to go to Hooters. Holy shit. This is fucked up. This one feels so fucked up. Holy shit. Okay, I'm almost done, by the way, with putting the switches in, so I can test it. Zoning in and out. We stayed till 3 last night. What the fuck? What are you doing, man? You just going out like fucking every fucking day. God damn. Four balls of what though, dude? 4 balls of what? Please tell me just beer, right? Like not fucking vodka or some shit. Holy fuck, I'd be. Yikes, man. I'm too old for this shit. That's how I feel. You know. Oh, okay, that's fine, dude. You know what I noticed is like, I fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go get a beer. I'm gonna go get a fucking beer. My life is a disaster. Oh, dude. I mean, the thing is, you said. I think you said this right. Um, when you stop smoking, you can drink so much more. It's so fucking weird. Like I can drink like how I used to back in uni because I stopped smoking. It's nuts. It's actually fucking nuts. Okay, let's pull up Via. Let's see how this baby looks now. So this board can actually this board can stay. Let's pull up Via. Oh, oh wow! It just fucking recognized it right away too. That's fucking nice. All right, so we got the board up. Um, yeah, it really is a problem. I feel like it's not. Say it's not a problem, right? It's hypothetically a problem, but it's also good in Vietnam because you're able to go out and be rowdy and shit, and everything's so cheap here in that sense. So, okay, wait, I'm just testing this really quickly. See if all the keys work. I'm using a thing called Via. Can I get it up on screen actually, or no? Is there a way to? Dude, I'm such a noob when it comes to YouTube. It doesn't seem like I can. Okay, let me just test it. Shit. This one doesn't work. It seems to be. There's actually one switch that doesn't work. Pin seems fine. Let's try again. It could be an FN key actually. Why? Okay, this might be an FN key. Let me check. Configuration. Oh, it's a mod. Okay, it's a mod key. Basically, the keyboard works. Everything works. I basically have to test I should be testing this earlier, but I already knew it's gonna work, the PCB. Because if all the LEDs go on, that means it's indicating that that individual switch, so one of these individual switches actually will turn on and will work. Yeah, now is the fucking creme de la creme part, right? We're doing them kappas. We're doing them kappas though, dude. And I need a beer now because of that. Kappa time. Okay, there's one thing that I'm super, super jealous about that you get to have is fucking cheap wine. Cheap good wine, sorry. I really fucking miss that about Switzerland, actually. I think that's like fundamentally the one of like the main things that I really miss about Switzerland is cheap, good fucking wine, man. But I got cheap motherfucking beer, dude. This beer, what they've bought a 24 pack, costs 300,000. How much is 300,000? It's like $13 for a 24 pack. Yeah. And it's like, I guess it's considered premium beer. I mean, the thing now is that I start smoking, but the thing I would have said is, man, it's so cheap to smoke here. It costs like fucking 70 cents to get a pack of smokes. You know? But yeah, now it doesn't even fucking matter. So. Don't even matter. God, I actually really miss Hooters though. I think that's like one of the fucking aspects that I really, really think it's actually fucking high up there. You know. I really miss Hooters. Fuck the chicken strips, but actually, there's so many good chicken joints here too. So like, it kind of compensates. There is one fucking American diner, not American diner. Sorry, it's like a yeah, boneless is fucking fire. But the one there's like a place here. They have also boneless, and they've got like a really American like sauce, and it doesn't give you diarrhea at least. Like that's the fucking. It's like one of the fucking things that I don't like about Hooters is the aftermath, man. Like it's so fucked. It's actually so fucked for me, anyway. But yeah, there's one here that's so good. Even Viv likes it, and like Viet taste is really hard to like match for um, most other cuisines. So it's actually a really good thing that Viv likes it. You know? Okay, I need to actually check the layout. I'm kind of trolling for not doing that. I actually don't know the layout of the KBD67. Actually, I didn't even ask. Like, I've got two sets of caps I could have used, but KBD67. I'm actually surprised I don't know the layout. It's pretty standard, so. What is it actually? Is it tilde? Like, okay, there's some part insert. Really? It's insert? What the fuck? Sure. I don't want to whip up via yet, so let me just do. Let me just leave that one for now. I don't think it's important. Yeah. So okay, like you know what's weird is that I got into this kind of hobby. Like the thing is, I never really expected myself to get so hooked. It's kind of weird. It's like I wouldn't say it's addictive per se, but like I'm always checking what's up, like what's coming, like if stuff like pops up, I'm eager, like trying to find more info about it, stuff like this. Like there's something really like addictive about it, and I think I'm also staying mainly because of the community. Like the community is actually really fucking cool, and they're not toxic, and people are super like I don't know, helpful. No, it's yeah, it's a fucking cool thing, you know. The problem is the price points. You know, like if you want to get into it, I think you're kind of forced into flipping. And I explained flipping before a little bit, but it's like if you have like a lot of boards with you and that you like enjoy using, but you don't use it that much later on, like after a year or so, you have to kind of sell them. The good thing is like you're selling it to somebody that's just as enthusiastic about the board. The problem is you can't really sell it for um, the rate that you got it for. Because one, careers like international careers, you're also having to consider like the fact that there's actually an aftermarket value, and the aftermarket value could be double the price of the board, or it could be triple, it could be 10 times the price of the board. So there's that issue behind it, right? Like you know that at the end of the day, like this board I have right now is $300. I paid for it, but actually if I resell it, it's $450. It's like ooh. I'm hitting it hard, right? That's how it sounds when you're hitting it hard, but it's buttery. It's so smooth and buttery, dude. I definitely have to do a sound test either tonight. It's already 11, but either tonight or tomorrow. I'll do a sound test. The fuck? This one's not straight. That means this switch is a little bit higher. It's okay, I guess. You know, I'll fix that later. Actually, fuck it. I'll just fix it now since I already have it in front of me. If I was still playing League though, this would be actually such a good board to play League on. Like linear board, I feel like linear boards just you can't compete with playing with any other kind of Switch, another board. Simply because like it's so fast to actually actuate. Um, when you like press like I don't know ability like QWER, it's just so fast. And I don't know, like the whole entire thing just feels so good. It just feels so much better to play on a board that you like. One, you decide to mod, and two is you also like actually just make it a better experience in general. Like touch, feel, sound wise, like you feel. It's weird. It's like subconscious or psychological. You're like you feel like you're more, I don't know, performing better, or like you're more professional in terms of how you play the game. It's really weird, but that makes sense. Yeah, I think so. Too. I mean, it's not way better, right? Like, yeah, I mean, you're paying premium prices for what you get, right? Like, I guess that's the way to look at it, right? Um, but at the end of the day, like this is an instrument for um, your enjoyment, your work, your passions, whatever, right? It's an instrument, and it's supposed to be used as an instrument for any of those means, right? So I guess like if you if you buy a cheap keyboard, you're doing the same thing. You're experiencing what you like, you know. And there's like there's always good and bad things about keyboards, like certain keyboards. So like a 60% keyboard at the end of the day does the same. $60 keyboard or euro keyboard does the same thing at the end of the day, right? It lets you type, but the thing is, the experience of typing on something nicer is different. I think $60 though is generally like a good average for what you should buy to then for like a mechanical keyboard for the first time you buy one. 60 is like, I think it's the right number. Oh, dude, this feels. Holy shit. This one? No. This one is actually going to be mine, but I'm going to consider it like later down the line, because when you do sell the keyboard, you generally will profit. It depends on rarity and limitation, like limits of the supplier. So like if it goes out of stock, people will jack up the price. If it's in stock, the price will stay the same. It doesn't diminish in value though. So like the way I look at keyboards is they're like watches and wine at the same time. But yeah, I'll consider like selling it later. Donde this fucking key? Am I blind? I don't see it. Oh, it's here. I am blind. That's bad. Like in a way, I didn't want to sell the keyboard that I used to sold the space. The space I bought it for $400, but I sold it for $650. And like for instance, the TGR Jane. Is it the Jane or the Alice? There's a board that's kind of like, it's not ergonomic. It's like, it looks like this. It's split in half, but it's like one board, right? That board was selling for I think $300. And now it's selling for $4,000. That's like fucking insane. Some boards they cost $250, and now they're going for $800, and that's like maybe 10 or 12 of them that I know. And like that, what I sold for was actually good value, because I actually I covered the shipping basically with that $650 to America. So it's actually a really good deal if you think about it. And I still made profit sometimes. So it's like a win-win situation. I'm always looking at it like that, right? But yeah, it's just insane. People really are like putting in, one, a lot of money. Two, they have a lot of money. Three, they actually like they're still doing it for the basis of them enjoying the actual hobby, but they're also doing it to profit, you know? So there's 4 or 5 elements to say. The fifth would be like you're doing it to find what you actually perceive to be the last keyboard you'll ever buy again. It doesn't exist, by the way. But yeah, like there's different elements. But I think the only time you can really evaluate the the build quality of a board is after using it for at least 3 months. Is what I have noticed. Like a month, I guess you can get like a general like idea that, oh, I can type faster if I position my hands differently. I can be more efficient. I can use macros here, blah blah blah. I like the general feel of it, and the feel also adapts and it changes as well after you use it on a more regular basis. So a lot of these factors also come into play when you are building and you're also using a keyboard. Like this board, for instance, if I use it for 3 months, it will have a very different sound signature and it'll have a very different feel. That's how every keyboard works, you know, after 3 months. And then afterwards, it just tapers off. It's always going to be kind of the same feel. So that's kind of why some people pay for like they'll pay for a keyboard that's like valued at that period of time $300, but then it'll change to 3,000, 2,000, right? Because the diminishing time, or like the time that somebody used that board and like actually like broke everything in, which is like using the switches over and over again, 5,000 clicks or whatever. Right? After that value time, then that board actually is worth it. That makes sense. Jesus. Okay. FN. Tom just never showed up, I guess. That's a fucking feels bad, man. This seems so off. The O seems so fucking off. Fucking Gat Inks, god damn it. Is it Alt? What was the fucking key on it? I forgot. God damn it. I think it was Alt. Okay, dude. In about 1 minute, the build will be done. That means we can do a quick look around at the actual full build. Page down, page up. Page down. Page up. Where's delete? Delete's here. Dab that shit. Yeah, dab that shit. Beer it too. I need insert. But why? Why use insert as the last key on the top? Wait, like if you had your own keyboard, would you put insert on the top of it? What would you put if you had a key that you could put up there? Dab for donation, lol. Fucking can't even dab with fucking camera dog shit. Feels bad, man. Dab for dono. Think about the name of that. Imagine you like change your Twitch name to Dab for dono. That'd be actually so good. Alt F4 in one button. Fucking League just so true. Actually, wait, I would do that too. Unfortunately, it's insert, but I can change the macro, right? I can always change it actually. Okay, but let's make it a little bit like gayer somehow. Do you want a heart? Well, a little heart here, or do you want like a cherry? These cherries. Or we can put insert if you really like insert. Like, love that fucking shit. This shit too. Or I got what I have. I got some funkier caps. Cherry is fire. Yeah, cherry is fire, right? Cherry is actually really cool. I got some like other colored ones. Can't really see them, but like I've got like blue and shit. But yeah, I think let's stay classy for now, right? Not be trashy, Let's do the cherry. True. Cherry up. So I didn't tell you actually, but I've got a few people that want to collab. Yeah, no problem. All right. I'll just like keep talking, I guess. So in the collaboration scheme of things, like it's looking pretty good for the business. So hopefully everything works out. We work hard on this. So it's a really big mess now. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Let's just put all the stuff down here now. I actually have no idea what these are for. I still need to put the feet on. Here they are. I'm actually really wondering what these are for. I'm a little bit stupid. I don't get it. But it doesn't seem like a necessity at all. Huh. You don't know how to use it? You have to press the button again, baby. Cannot press button. Feels bad, man. Okay. 2 hours, 23. I took my time with this build, you know? I took my time, but I think I did a pretty good job overall. For I mean, a hot swap is pretty easy. Can't really fuck it up, to be honest. Okay, put the feet on here. Oh, yeah. Nice. KBD? Ah, it's by AI 03. Now I know who it's by. That's actually such a cool mark you can have on the board. See it? So, okay, I'm going to quickly just scan through it again. So you can just have a quick look. Keyboard itself. So, brass weight itself. You have also a case foam. It's the bottom part of the actual case. Got both feet now installed. There's a little ridge, which gives it also another nice angle. They also have all the feet. The feet here, all the way through, so they go actually quite deep in. So you'll need to actually get a longer screwdriver. It's also thinner. And you right through it. You can see it's also engraved. This is actually polycarbonate, so it's not actually flat. It's raised a little bit. And if you probably, I mean, I can take it out, but yeah, let's just do it. Let's just take it out. Also, show for example too. So where that? What are they? They are hexes. this. Grab some beer. Let's have a look at the brass. So it looks like it's an M2, and it's a hex screw. The screw itself is 2 or 3 millimeters. It's not very big. Okay. Come on, you got it, you got it, you got it. Okay. Stick it out, even though, I mean, the build's already done, so. Okay. Comes right off. Very easy to take off. So this is how the actual polycarbonate looks. It's very clean. It's very clean, and it's cut pretty perfectly. I mean, it's perfect, honestly. It's a perfect cut. It's got grooves all over. I mean, these grooves are pretty well made. You can see it. Very sturdy, very stable. It's like cut perfectly, I would say. There's no imperfections that I see at all over the back of the board, so that's also a really good sign that they actually QC'd this one, or this batch really well. Brass plate as well. It's about 1.5, maybe 2 millimeters. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, no imperfections. Also, the back of it doesn't look like any imperfections. Have a look at the back of it. Also, the frontal. Honestly, I feel the polycarbonate board that deciding that I would go polycarbonate was actually a very good option and a very good choice in that regard. I haven't seen many reviews on this board for some reason. But, yeah. I'm honestly quite pleased so far from build-wise for the KBD67 MK2. So, yeah, no issues here. Maybe only one thing. When it comes to, but this is not really the board itself. It could be to some degree, but I really do think it's just the Gateron inks. And I know that the creams have the same issue, but when you're hot swapping, those two kind of switches, I don't know if they're going to make any more switches, but I'll see with the key first by Gateron. I just cannot. I cannot be like happy with the fact that it's so difficult to put these fucking things in. Like it's just such a challenge. And like I'm looking at the board itself right now, and I noticed that it's not flush on the keyboard itself. It's beautiful. It's everything works perfectly fine. It's just the fact that the GAT inks don't stay flush. You can see that they're kind of going up and down. Of course, I'll be typing more, and they'll be pushed into it a bit more, but it doesn't fit. Not perfectly. Anyway, here's the board. Here's the baby board. It's nice. I'm loving it. In terms of looks, I'm loving it so far. It's not super noticeable, everything, so let's just bring it closer again. Closer. Yeah, it's so clean. It's really, really clean. You can see a little bit of the screws. They're not noticeable, but you can see how the board is actually just built in general. So it's got a really nice like touch to it. Like that's the thing I thought I would really like about polycarbonate boards, or polycarbonate boards in general, is the fact that you can actually see the works of the board itself, and I don't know, you feel like it's just a good product because you can see everything just being applied together. See the back, or actually, see the back of it. USB-C is also in a perfect cutout, so, and you can also see there's kind of like a wedge in both. Breaker for big don't shut the fuck up. I do not think it's ever worth it. But anyway, okay, I'll show you quickly again the back of it. So the back also doesn't seep through because of the case foam. See, this is all a case foam. If I didn't have the case foam on, you could probably see the plate to some degree. I can actually see the gold behind it a little bit. It kind of peeks through. It's a really small, like a few millimeter, um, like amount that you can see the actual gold, the brass. But yeah, okay, let's turn it on now. Let's turn it on. Break it for Big Dono though, you fucking troll. Actually, such a troll. Even seeing a full transparent board, I've seen full transparent boards, but they're mainly acrylic. Like it's not really common to have clear transparent boards because it smudges. It really smudges. Okay, here you go. Oh, dude. Oh, okay. Oh, it's very different that one too. Holy shit. Okay. Um, whoa. Okay. 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 One thing is, I'm just doing a really quick typing test, but the feel of the board is it's very fluid, if I can describe it that way, right? Like the way you're applying touches is just very seamless. Like you're trying to like look at a word, like speed typing or fast typing, let's say, and you're looking at the word next to it. It feels like it's just very fluid, and you just automatically just write it. And you have like no issue with it in that sense too. It's so weird, and I feel a lot more accurate than I do on a tactile switch, which is also a little bit weird too. Because normally it's the opposite. Tactiles generally are they give more resistance to some degree, and they allow you to also like make less mistakes. But I don't know. For me with linears, the actuation of it, I don't mess up often. If I have if I have another layer of actuation, I always mess it up. So this, it's perfect. Okay, let's quickly look at it with RGB as well. So just quickly look at the RGB as well. So yeah, it's a nice finish overall. Can't complain. I'll probably do a typing test either later or tomorrow. It's already kind of late. Yeah, I'll also check the I will check the RGB colors as well right now. See, it's going via. Let's see what kind of lighting it has. On via, it has everything. What does layer 1 have? RGBTG. GG. What the fuck is that? 32 nothing. Okay, let's see. Toggle is this. It's off. Toggle on. So this one goes sideways. Maybe I can. This one goes from top to bottom. left to right. The hues, so making it more brighter. Rainbow dancing, kind of like color craziness, I guess. Only from one period part of the board too. Static color. So you can change it to purple and stuff. Orange. Yeah, so it's got, RGB. Cool. Like every other board, This is saturation. You can change the saturation of the board too. So you can go white, actually. Which is really interesting. I didn't expect that as a feature. It's cool. Done. Let's change the hue to purple because I got a purple cable here, so that's the reason. Yeah. So it has a lot of RGB options too. So like here, I just changed the bottom part of the board as an RGB option too. I'm not sure how that works though, to be honest. Now here's like a flashing thing, going left and right. Only one color, multicolor. So back to the standard. So yeah, that's the RGB to it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, dude. Thanks for watching and like watching the builds from like start to finish. I guess. Um, I'm probably gonna build Tom's board in a week or two, so I'll be on doing that, and I'm probably gonna set up my business in this time period too. So, yeah. Hope you have a good time with Diddy out. So, yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, I love having you here as well, commenting on this stuff. So, yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay. All right, man. You have a good one. Okay. Peace.